Well, after defeating the Thunderbolts, it is finally time to go to the final boss of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the campaign. Now, with the campaign mode, what I have to do is set up the set-aside, or the upgrade that entered play when I was doing the fight against MODOK. I also had to shuffle in the 3 Adaptoids into the encounter deck, and I also had to shuffle any living Thunderbolts that were alive during that fight, except for Jolt, who was the only one that was alive, so I didn't have to add any of that. So that's nice. Now, the fight seems to require at some point you to make an accusation against one of the board members, because one of them is on Baron Zemo's side. And basically, the more counters they have, the worse, or the closer they are to flipping over to being on his side permanently. Zemo's manipulation setup prepares the evidence. See rulebook page 18. Put each board member environment into play. If not playing in campaign mode, place 2 secret counters on each board environment, which is kind of brutal. Zemo's manipulations response. After the player's phase ends, the first player may place 2 secret counters on a board member environment that has no secret counters on it to gain 2 cards from the shield envelope, 1 card instead in campaign mode. Now, if I'm understanding this correctly, I already have 4 pieces of evidence, and there are only 9 pieces of evidence. I have 2 motives and 2 opportunities, and therefore I need 2 more means, and then I can know definitively who the mole is. Because there are 3 of each possible pieces of evidence. After the first player blah 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 won and stay in campaign mode, the players may advance to stage 2A to make their accusation. This seems to imply that I don't have to get this down to 0 to move on to the accusation part. And as for Baron Zemo, he has 3 scheme, 2 attack, 12 HP, which isn't that much. Force interrupt when Baron Zemo would be defeated. Reset his hit points to 12 instead. Remove 3 secret counters from amongst the board member environments. So basically, what I understand this fight to be is that you're supposed to get these boards down to 0, either by defeating Baron Zemo or by paying their cost to use their effects. And after doing that 2 more times, I get to know for sure who the villain is, or who the secret board member is that is on his side is. I can take a guess if I want to, just based on the motive and based on the evidence that I have, but I would rather just know for sure who it is. So the starting threat is 2, and it gets plus 2 per person every turn. I don't think I've seen that before. And as for our evidence cards, we can put counters on these board members to add cards into our deck. But I'm going to see what's in my opening hand before I do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we have. Ooh, we have our flying car. We have eye patch camera. And I don't need covert surveillance. And if we do need to actually defeat Baron Zemo to remove board counters from the board, let's go. These are our possible cards we can add. Tac team, covert, or combat training, and I chose Indomitable instead of the +1 armored vest. Instead of the armored vest, because this is a upgrade. And I think I'm not going to be defending, but if I do have to defend, I would like to have a ready after I defend. I kind of want to go with all 3 of them. Or, no, wait, 2 of them. I kind of want to go with 2 of them. That way I can put Indomitable in my hand and use it to pay for combat training. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, let's do that. So I need to put a counter on 2 board members. I'm going to choose these 2, because this one's easy to pay for, and this one is dealing damage, which is nice. And I'm also going to raise the threat by 2, so I get these in my hand instead of shuffling my deck over and over again. And let's start. Let's get out my flying car, let's get out my eye patch camera, and let's get out the combat training. And that combat training is going to go under Nick Fury, who I'm going to flip. And then Nick Fury is going to thwart twice, because I have my flying car now to get this threat down to 0. And my suit gets 1 more, drawing back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my under surveillance, here we go. Baron Zemo gets 2, or Zemo's manipulations get 2. Baron Zemo he doesn't do that weird thing with Citizen V. He is Citizen V, apparently, by the way, in this campaign. So he is going to try to attack, but I'm in stealth form, so he's going to scheme for 3. 1 of them is going to go on my suit, so 2 plus... okay. Diplomatic sanctions. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Surge, when revealed. Oh, no. This is not being revealed. Boost. This card gains +1 boost for each aim minion in the victory display. Ooh, that's interesting. Huh, alright. So I don't want to kill aim minions, but that doesn't get any +1 because there are no in the victory display. Revealing a card, S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent. Oh yes, S.H.I.E.L.D. is finally just fully fighting us instead of just sending the Thunderbolts. So, you know, that's nice. S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent, 2 scheme, 1 attack, 3 HP with a asterisk. Quick Strike. Quick Strike, so he is going to scheme instead of attack. Getting 1 more of my suits, 1 plus boost. After this activation, shuffle adapted into an encounter deck, plus... Okay, so that's 3 more. It's up to 9 out of 12 already. And this gets shuffled into the encounter deck. It is vulnerable. Force interrupt when S.H.I.E.L.D. agent activates or is defeated. Add 1 secret encounter to the board member environment with the fewest secret counters. No, oh, wait, I meant to... after the player phase ends. After the player phase ends, the first player may place 2 board counter or secret counters on a board member environment that has no secret counters on it. Okay, I'm gonna slightly retcon this a little because I forgot about that. I'm gonna place during the setup, I'm gonna place the 1 on the medical officer. That way I can place 2 on the surveillance officer because that one's the easiest one to get rid of. And that's gonna get me a evidence card. So we have our aim, we have our shield. Next piece of evidence is going to be the security scanner. Evidence means set up each player may search their secret counter, member environment, blah, 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 for an aggression ally. Ah, yes, of course, ally. And that means there's only 1 left in this folder until I know who is in this folder. Anyways, when S.H.I.E.L.D. agent activates or is defeated, does this count as activating? Does Quick Strike count as activating? Give me a second. The specific wording on Quick Strike is after this minion engages your hero, it attacks. It doesn't say activates, and activates means that it can scheme as well, so I don't think this counts as activating. Let me know if I'm wrong, I suppose, but I'm gonna say that is no on activating. Now, luckily I have combat training, and that means that I can just kill him for free. He doesn't have victory, so I'm gonna kill him for free. Nick Fury is gonna attack. Yeah, Nick Fury's gonna attack, kill S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. I'm gonna spend 1 from my suit, which I'm now in assault form because I attacked, to ready me, and I'm gonna thwart for 2. Because I thwarted, I get 1 more of my suit. And what is security camera? When any amount of threat will be placed on a main scheme, discard eye patch camera and place up to 3 of that threat on your suit form upgrade instead. Let's go... Oh, I have concentrate fire. I have... Ooh. Probably should have checked my cards before I did stuff, but I think I'm about to advance to the next stage anyways, because... What is this? After no secret counters, gain 2 cards from an envelope. 1 instead. The players may advance to stage 2A to make their accusation. So after I make my accusation, or after I get my next piece of evidence, I can make my accusation immediately, and then that moves on from stage 1. So I don't think I care about the threat on here. So I want to keep under surveillance in my hand. Oh, but I can't, I need... The only one I can pay for is the mental. And the mental's not going to get this down to 0. But I really want to keep that under surveillance in my hand. I think... Ooh, what do I want to do? I think instead I'm just going to pay 1 for Leo Fitz, pay 1 for the covert surveillance, remove 2 threats from my scheme. If I'm in stealth form, which I'm not, I can place it on my suit. Otherwise, I can change to stealth suit form, which I'm going to do. And I'm just going to keep the under surveillance in my hand, and hopefully I can get rid of one of these next turn with my hand. That's probably the better idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sky Destroyer, Global Logistics. 2 Global Logistics, that's a physical. Okay. So I don't have anything with no counters on it, so I can't get evidence. I'm going to get 2 on the main scheme. Baron Zemo is going to attack. He's going to scheme instead for 2. Suit gets 1. That's a 3 boost. So that's... Oh, wait, hold on. No, that schemes out. 7 plus 2 plus a 3 boost. That makes 5 plus 7. That's, yeah, that means I lose. That means I lose. Okay, so the book actually had special instructions for when I lose. In this fight. Every other fight didn't have special instructions, but the book for Baron Zemo did. Defeat. Standard campaign only. To replay the scenario, do the following. Prepare the evidence as if you were starting a campaign. See page 5. Gain 1 evidence card from the S.H.I.E.L.D. envelope for each scenario in which you had at least one board member environment with no secret counters. Perform the campaign setup instructions above. So basically, I'm still going to be at... I'm going to reset my counters on my officers, but my evidence is going to get changed. Because I guess they don't want you to being like, oh, you found the evidence, but now you don't know what the... Now you know what the evidence is, so you can make a better guess as to who the villain or who the secret board member is that is on Baron Zemo's side. So now I gotta shuffle these up and prepare the envelope again with a new set of evidence, and then draw... Gain 1 evidence from the S.H.I.E.L.D. envelope for each scenario in which you had at least one board member. So basically, I would get back 4 evidence cards. Just for fun, let's see what this is. This is security clearance, or evidence is... Yeah, security clearance, blackmail, and medical records. So who was the mole? Medical records, blackmail, medical records, blackmail, and security clearance, so it was the chief medical officer. Okay. But now we have to shuffle these up, and I don't know why I unsleeved these, because it's so much easier to shuffle them up when they are sleeved. And now 3 of these are gonna go into the aim envelope. These are gonna be the new culprit. And then 4 of these are gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. What the heck? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's my 9th evidence card? Oh, one of them was just in the S.H.I.E.L.D. envelope for some reason. Okay. So 4 of these. I guess I should shuffle these up because I don't know which one was the 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means my starting setup can now change based on who I now have in these envelopes. First, we have the blackmail. This is for a justice upgrade. Then we have travel. This is for a justice support. Next, we have medical records. This is for a protection ally. Things aren't looking good because I only have the core box as far as protection cards goes. And authority for a aggression support, which means I can't get my combat training into this deck. It's a aggression upgrade. That's so much worse. Okay. Well, let's shuffle up and start over. I mean, just looking at what I have available, I think that maybe... I don't really want a protection ally. The only ones that are in the core box are Black Widow and Luke Cage, I think. And I don't really... They're really expensive for what they are. I might do a Justice upgrade so I can get my +1 thwart upgrade. And then maybe use the Justice support just so I can search for another resource. That might be what I do. On the other hand, I would really prefer to not have counters on these officers because if I didn't have a counter on the officer, we can move on quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, okay, let's go. Fury's Watch is tech, so I can use eye patch camera to pay for it. Or not pay for Fury's Watch. I can use eye patch camera to pay for Gemma Simmons, who can pay for Fury's Watch. And then I won't have enough for Helicarrier, and I would really like that. Ooh, wait, no, wait. I can use Eye Patch Camera, Covert Surveillance, and Practice Plan to pay for the Helicarrier, which will pay for Gemma Simmons, which will pay for Fury's Watch. Okay, that's... okay. Yeah, I just won't start with my Thwart upgrade, but that's better than adding 3 cards, or 3 to the... one of each. Okay. So 3 for Helicarrier. Helicarrier pays for Gemma Simmons. Gemma Simmons pays for Fury's Watch. Flip over. Thwart for 2. And I don't have my flying car, so I can't thwart again just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the player phase ends, I'm going to add 1 counter to the surveillance officer to get another piece of evidence. That evidence is wiretap. And I could make an accusation right now, but I'm not going to. Baron Zemo is going to scheme, or it's going to get 1 automatic. Oh, it's going to get 2 automatically. Baron Zemo is going to scheme for 2. 1 goes on my suit. How do I have 2 on my suit form? I'm pretty sure I should only have 1. I only made 1 scheme, so now I get 1 more, so now I'm at 2. He's going to scheme for at least 2, plus a boost of 2 more, and then the Adaptoid gets shuffled back into the deck. Now if I can just keep the board members clear for 1 more turn, I can get my final piece of evidence, and then make the accusation, so I don't have to worry about thwarting basically right now. Reveal a card, Scientist Supreme, Victory -1, Villainous, Vulnerable. Discard this character if it is stunned or confused, 2 scheme, 1 attack, 6 HP. Scientist Supreme, attacks gained piercing and ranged. Ooh. Okay. He's villainous. I really wish I could stun or confuse him, but I don't have anything that lets me do that. Oh, he's gonna go into victory display, so then those scientist cards are gonna get plus to their boost if I kill him. Alright, let's go 3 for Maria Hill. And then I'm gonna use Global Logistics, exhausting... oh, 3? Yeah, 3. For Maria Hill, and I'm gonna... no, wait, I have to watch. Hold on. I'm gonna use Fury's Watch, remove 2, and pay for Maria Hill with S.H.I.E.L.D. Not S.H.I.E.L.D, I'm gonna use Helicarrier as well. So for Maria Hill, and then I can use 2 for Quake, and 0 for Global Logistics, and I'm going to exhaust Gemma Simmons to do the Global Logistics. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and I can discard Aim Interference. I'm discarding that. I will let him boost for 1, let him reveal Assault, and discard... and I'll make Adaptoid the boost for that assault, so he'll get +2 for the scheme, but I'll be in stealth form in theory, so it should be fine, and the main scheme should have moved on. What is the threshold for the next one? Okay, that's a blank threshold. What about the third one? That one's also 12. Okay. So what's gonna happen is, what is the starting on the 12? 0. 0 plus 2, so it's gonna get 2. And then he's gonna scheme for probably... scheme for 2 more, because 1 goes on to suit. Caught Off Guard is gonna boost by 1. Scientist Supreme is gonna give him 1 more, so it's up to 6. Assault's gonna get revealed. And then he's gonna scheme again for another 2. Plus another 2 from boosting with Adaptoid. That will put it up to 10. That's cutting it pretty close. What is his scheme is when Baron Zemo activates against you, place one. Okay, his scheme is 3 either way, so if he does change form, it's still going to be up to 10. But I don't lose automatically, so yeah, let's go with that. Let us go with that. Okay. And I don't think I need to thwart because the thing's about to move on. So I'm going to save Maria Hill and Quake. And Nick Fury will thwart once just to get one of my suit. And now I am going to place one on a board member with no tokens on him to get the last piece of evidence from this folder. And that piece of evidence is money. And with this, I can now make an accusation. So I have 2 opportunities, 2 means, and 2 motives. And now I am going to make the accusation. What is this? The players may advance to stage 2A to make their accusation. The accusation. You've gathered all the evidence that you can. All that remains is to make your accusation. When revealed, make an accusation by guessing a means, motive, and opportunity along with the board member associated with that combination in the campaign log. This board member is accused. And where's my book? Here's my book. So the book, I have travel and authority. So it's not going to be blue or orange. It's also not going to be for the evidence. Sorry, let's do... Wait, this was means... motive. Let's do motive next. It's not going to be black or green. So it's going to be yellow. It's going to be yellow. It's going to be purple and yellow. Purple, yellow, and not orange or blue. So red. Red, yellow, and purple. Red, yellow, and purple. Okay. So it is the Chief Tactical Officer. And I've got that 100% right because I know all the things. So that's going to be this guy. Flip this over. When revealed, do the following. Use the cards in the aim envelope to identify them all. For each guess you got wrong, place 1 secret counter on each board member card. Ugh. If you accuse the wrong board member, place 3 secret counters on the accused. Advance to stage 3A. 3A, fighting Zemo. You unmask Zemo's deception and expose his associate's identity. When revealed, flip Baron Zemo to the unmasked side and reset his health points to the printed health value. Find Baron Zemo's sword and attach it to him. Bring Baron Zemo and his accomplice to justice. Flip the mole to its attachment side and place it attached to Baron Zemo. Place 1 threat here for each secret counter on each board member attachment. So does he keep the counters on him? Because that sounds like he keeps the counters on him. If this stage is completed, players lose the game. This starts with 0 and it gets +2 every turn. So this goes back down to 0. And he gets the Chief Tactical Officer's Aid. Attached to the villain, permanent, force response. After a secret counter is placed here, deal 2 damage to a friendly character. After a secret counter is placed here, deal 2 damage to a friendly character. If there are 3 members in play, the players lose the game. He gets +1 attack. And Force Interrupt, when Baron Zemo activates against you, either place 1 secret counter on a board member card. A board member card. I think that counts for these. These are board member. This is also a board member. Okay. On a board member card, or give Baron Zemo an additional boost card for this activation. And then I have to find Baron Zemo's sword. And give it to him. Baron Zemo's sword. Attached to Baron Zemo. Force response. After Baron Zemo attacks and defeats a character, place 1 secret counter on the board member environment with the fewest secret counters. Hero action, spend 3 physical or 3 lightning or energy to remove 1 secret counter from a board member environment and discard this card. Gives him +2 attack. Oh no, and that shuffles the encounter deck. Oh, I don't know what's coming up. I should have just discarded the Adaptoid and the Advance, or not the Advance, the, I think it's basically an Advance. I should have just discarded them. No! Okay. So now it's just a straight up fight. So now he is gonna scheme for 2. One of them's going to go on my suit. What the heck happened to my... Quake? Okay. Oh, I still have my Fury's Watch, though. I still have my Fury's Watch. Okay. So now he's gonna scheme for 2. One of them's gonna go on my suit. And... he gets no boost to that. Yeah, he gets no boost to that, and then we fight. So he's scheming for 3 more. Should I use my watch? No, because I want to be able to thwart this. And then Scientist Supreme is also gonna scheme. One's gonna go in my suit. He's scheming for 1 plus 0. So 1 more in the main scheme. And then reveal a card. That card is Assault. The villain attacks you, but I'm in stealth form, so 1 more on my suit. And then he's scheming for 2 plus 4 total. It's gonna bring it up to 8 out of 12. Oh, I need to draw my hand. What's in my hand? I don't... Ooh, I have Heroic Intuition. I don't have my card, though. Let's discard... Oh, this is my watch. This is not my eye patch. Never mind, I can't do anything about it, so it's up to 8. But now it's my turn. I guess let's get out Practice Plan. Let's use 2 from my watch to get out my Heroic Intuition. Still don't have my car. Let's use Helicarrier for Covert Surveillance. Remove 2 from the scheme, put 2 on myself. And pay 1 for Leo Fitz, I guess. Nick Fury's gonna thwart for 3. 1's gonna go on my suit. Maria Hill is gonna... should Maria Hill thwart? I want that to go on my suit. Yeah, let's have Maria Hill thwart. For 2. So 2 goes on my suit, and I'm up to 7. Let's just flip over to Alter Ego mode. And then I can use Leo Fitz to search for a tech card. Prism Dust. And then I can use Gemma Simmons to pay for the tech card. Because I'm not going to get any benefit from being in stealth form when I have 6 counters on it. So I might as well be in Alter Ego mode. And that way I can draw up to 6. Yeah, we might as well do it with Quake. Might as well be as safe as possible. So this is back down to 0. And I draw back up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sky Destroyer, Informant, Under Surveillance. Hey, Under Informant, there we go. Agent Coulson. Agent Coulson, yes! Okay. Okay, this is good. So, 2 on the main scheme. Baron Zemo attacks. When he activates, either place 1 secret counter on a board member card, or give him an additional boost card. I'm not going to give him that boost card. So he's scheming for 2, nothing goes on my suit, so he's scheming for 3, plus 1, so that's 4 more. And then Scientist Supreme is scheming for 2, plus a boost card, plus 1. And then reveal a card, caught off guard, win, reveal, discard, and upgrade or support you control if no cards were discarded this way. That's easy, that's easy, that's easy. Discarding Prism Dust. I know I just played it, but it served its purpose. Now it's my turn, so I can use Leo Fitz again. Because I'm still in Alter Ego mode. Search your deck for a tech card and add it to your hand. Fury's Flying Car! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Then I'm going to use Gemma Simmons and Helicarrier to pay for Fury's Flying Car. And flip back over to hero form. Let's use 2 for the Under Surveillance. And then 3 for Agent Coulson. So I can search for... Do I want to do 3? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Because I can use my suit as well. I think I'm going to use my watch, using 2 of it. And Indomitable for Agent Coulson, and I'm going to use 1 for Informant. Yeah, and Agent Coulson comes into play, so I can search for my Intelligence Analysis, and I get to play my Intelligence Analysis. I just realized I don't know what Baron Zemo's HP is at. It is 18. 18 is pretty easy. Oh, but I don't have my attack upgrade. That feels bad. That feels really bad, so I can't attack for 6 every time. Or I can't attack for 6 twice in a row. So I can attack for 5 in a row, though. 5 times 2 is 10. So I only have to do 8 more damage. Marie-Hill can do 1, Quake can do 2, Agent Coulson can do 1. So that's only 4 more. I would need an attack event in my hand to kill him. Let's do that. Oh, no, these are still exhausted. I just need... Whatever, they're exhausted. I have my character stuff to do. So, Nick Fury's gonna thwart twice, so 1 goes on my suit, and that's thwarting for 3 each time, so that's 6. Marie-Hill is gonna thwart for 1 more, or 2 more. So 2 goes onto my suit from Marie-Hill, 1 goes on my suit from thwarting with the flying car. Quake is not going to thwart, neither is Agent Coulson. I think I can leave it at 1. I think leaving it at 1 is okay. Yeah, it should be fine, because I have Informant. So I can use Informant to make Scientist Supreme thwart. It should be fine. Draw back up to 5. An attack event. Here we go. I have an attack event. Oh, I have Nick Fury Sr. as well. Ooh. Ooh. I think I can kill him next turn. I'm fairly certain I can kill him next turn. So 2 more on the main scheme. Baron Zemo schemes. None of it goes on my suit, so he's scheming for 3. And 1 goes on... Let's put it on Chief Surveillance Officer. What does the sword do again? Hold on, was I doing something wrong? After Baron Zemo attacks and defeats a character. Okay, so he hasn't attacked yet. So he's scheming for 3 plus 2. So it's up to 8 out of 16. Scientist Supreme is going to scheme for 2, but I'm going to use my Informant. After a minion schemes, discard Informant. That activation removes threat instead of placing it. So he's scheming for 2 plus... boost. Resolve this boost. When... aim interference. Oh, that's annoying. He's scheming for 3, so that's going to remove 3. But now I have to deal with this aim interference physical. Place 1 secret counter on each board member. So then it's going to be placed on the officer's aid, which is going to deal 2 damage to a character. Is it a character? After a secret counter is placed here, deal 2 damage to a friendly character. I think I count as a character. I think I'm okay with that. But it's also going to flip over my surveillance officer, which I don't want to deal with. So I would discard Informant to not put it on the medical or the surveillance officer. So 1 goes on medical. Oh, that's not going to flip over surveillance, because I'm not playing expert mode. It needs 4. It needs 4. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so 1 goes on tactical officer's aid, and I'm going to take 2 damage. And that was just scheming, so I still need to reveal a card. That card is Adaptoid. Hey, that finally comes out. Adaptoid, check environment for whatever. When defeated, remove 1 all-purpose counter from an environment. And so, thanks to the Sarah Garza upgrade, it is elite, and it has +1 attack, overkill, and ranged. But now it's my turn, and I think I'm going to win. So... Oh, I don't think I'm about to win, actually. I don't think I'm about to win. Because I don't have enough counters on my stealth suit to win. Well, Nick Fury Sr. is in my hand. Oh, he can't deal damage. No, wait, what am I talking about? I definitely have enough damage. Okay, Nick Fury attacks for 2, flipping over to assault form, using up 3 counters, so he attacks for 5. I'm pretty sure I have enough damage. Nobody has guard. Yeah, nobody has guard. Okay. So Nick Fury is exhausted, and I'm going to use Fury's Flying card to unexhaust him, using up 1 counter from Assault Suit form. Nick Fury is going to attack again for 2, using another 3 to deal another 5 damage. So now Nick Fury is exhausted. Maria Hill is going to attack for 1, I guess. Might as well. That's going to kill Maria Hill. And he's up to 1 more damage. Quake is going to attack for 2. Quake is also going to go bye-bye. Up to 13. Agent Coulson attacks for 1. Up to 14. 14 out of 18. And then I just use 3 cards for Spray Fire. Choose a player, deal 3 damage to the villain, and each minion engage with that player using up 2 more counters from my suit. So that's dealing 5 damage to everyone. So now he's up to 19 out of 18, and he's dead. And it deals 5 damage to everyone, so Adaptoid is also dead. Scientist Supreme is up to 5 damage, so he doesn't die, so I don't get victory -1. And Baron Zemo is dead. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just won. Nice. So what do I think of this campaign, or this fight first of all? I guess first impressions is that it's really easy if you do it in campaign mode, because you can just start with 0 on each campaign member instead of 2. So so you get your evidence way faster. Otherwise, I would have had to defeat him multiple times, or I had to pay a lot just to get rid of the counters from these environments. Because when you defeat him, you can remove 3 secret counters from among board members' environments, so that can be split. But defeating him in stage 1 means that you have to deal 12 damage every time, and that's a lot. He has a lot of scheming, which I guess is appropriate, because his thing is that he's turning the board members against you, and so it makes sense that he has a lot of scheming. So I guess I would have to try this fight in a normal fight without the campaign stuff to see what the designed or the intended experience is in a standalone thing. I think it would take much longer, and I think that as Nick Fury, it would really require having the under surveillance in your opening hand, because he schemes for a lot. And it gets +2 every turn, which is double what every other fight does. Having the Adaptoids join the fight at all doesn't really seem to make much sense. Like, there's only 4 of those cards in this deck, and they barely matter. Like, yeah, if they come up, then that's fine, but they barely matter. The Adaptoids do let you remove a counter when they die, though, which I guess is cool. Like, mechanically speaking, it makes sense to have something that lets you remove counters when you defeat them, but just put them in the Baron Zemo deck instead of being like, yeah, these adapters are now coming out to fight out of nowhere. And I guess as for Nick Fury, I gotta be a little honest. I think he's like skewing my perception of the game a little bit. It's making me completely forget about the fact that enemies attack, and I think I need to switch off to someone else who doesn't just let the enemy scheme to get back to the idea of what this game is supposed to be like. So I will probably be playing someone else in the next video. As for my thoughts about the overall campaign, I think that it's fine. I think the fights would have been better just as fights without these board member environments making you pay resources every turn or every time. Being able to add out-of-aspect cards to your game, though, is pretty nice. Having the combat training basically for 3 of the 4 fights was pretty cool. And it's also making me think that maybe Nick Fury would be really good in aggression, except I can't imagine playing him without under surveillance. Like, that has saved me so much in terms of how many times I would have lost if it weren't for that, because Nick Fury just lets the opponent scheme. But I suppose if you're playing aggression, you wouldn't be in stealth suit form for that long, so I don't know. It would also reduce the amount of thwarting you can do, though, because you won't have heroic intuition. So I'd have to try it out to really know how I feel about aggression Nick Fury. But with the aggression cards that I have right now, because the only aggression cards that I have are the ones in the core box. So thinking about the cards that I have, I don't really want to use them with Nick Fury, aside from the aggressive or the combat training. So maybe I'll have to buy some... Yeah, I'll probably have to buy some more cards to get more aggression cards and see if they work with Nick Fury and try that out. But I also would need to play someone else for a little bit to unwire my brain from Nick Fury stealth mode. I said during the unboxing that I don't know if I would like being in stealth for a lot of time because I have a phobia of letting the enemy scheme, but these guys have really high thresholds for when they move on, plus I have under surveillance in my deck, so that's not really giving me an accurate idea of what a normal enemy scheming would be like. And by these guys, I mean all the ones in the shield box, they all had really high thresholds. They're like all above 10. Maybe when I do Aggression Nick Fury, I will try it against either a core box villain, or if I've bought another expansion by then, someone from another expansion. So I don't know what I'm going to do next time. I will probably buy some aggression pack or expansion that has aggression in it. Maybe protection as well, because I also don't have any new protection cards. Ooh, that's an idea. I could buy a protection hero, because protection needs way more help than aggression does. Aggression is fine. Aggression in the core box is fine. I just don't want to use it. But protection is just bad. Like, it's actively bad. So maybe I will buy a protection hero and try that out. Yeah, I think I'll give that a try, and hopefully I will see you there.